Today we're going to be talking about the headache. There's an expression, he gives me a headache. How many times in the day do you feel like somebody is giving you a headache or somebody is outside yourself, you're irritated with? Maybe your spouse, maybe your child, maybe a sound that's coming in from the window, maybe it's the ticking of a clock. Anything can give you a headache. So the idea is when you have a headache, when you have migraine, the first thing to find out about this is, where does it come from? What is the source? The source is here. It is in your head. That's why you have a headache. The source is here. It's in your thoughts. That's why the thoughts are causing the headache. The thoughts are causing the migraine. The thoughts are causing the confusion. Too many thoughts, for instance, cause a confusion that gives you a headache. So all of these lead up to having headaches. Now, when the same thoughts are occurring to you, for instance, I'll give you an example. About a week ago, there was some construction that was happening on the floor above us. Now, somebody was using a drill machine. The first day, it didn't really matter to me because, yeah, okay, it'll finish in about 10 minutes. But that drill machine was used to dig up a floor. That happened over 3 days. Now, at the end of the first day, when it happened for about an hour, I began to get irritated by it. Now, when that irritation keeps getting built up, over day 2, I got irritated by it again. By day 3, I said, okay, for the time that this drilling is happening, let me shift out of where I am. So I was proactive about it. I said, let me move out and not be affected by these thoughts that are happening in my brain. The thoughts are not happening outside. They're happening here. And that's what gives you your migraine, your headache. And when you have the irritation happen to you over a period of time, that lands you in a state of being in, for instance, you have a migraine. That migraine builds up. Those chemicals get secreted in your head. And those chemicals are what are giving you your headache. But remember that it has to do with your thoughts and the emotion that is created by that thought. So the idea is to check the emotion. How do I feel about it? The drilling machine, the drilling that was happening upstairs, how did I feel about it? What thought came to me and then what emotion? I got irritated. I was angry. Why don't they do it at a specific time? Why are they doing it through the day? All those thoughts started to come and a build-up happened of an emotion of irritation, of anger. And then I began to get a headache. I moved myself out of the realm in order not to get that headache. But if you allow those thoughts to build within your mind space, then the headache comes on over a period of time. It takes over you. Now, what can you do for this migraine? In the short term, I would say 2 pranayams, 2 yogic pranayams. Pranayams, for all of you guys don't know, are breathworks. They bring in that breath of life to you. The 2 really cool pranayams to do for clearing your headache over a period of time. Okay, so let me demonstrate the first pranayam to you. The first pranayam is called the Anulom Vilom. You take your hand, your right hand, and you drop finger 1 and finger 2, which is your index finger and your middle finger, into the palm. Now, according to the mudras, this is your finger of air, which has got to do with your thoughts. And this is the finger of the environment, which has to do with everything that's happening around you and maybe your irritation about it. Now, when you bring these fingers in, you are automatically controlling the air, which is the power of thought, which all thoughts come to you from the medium of air. And the second one is your environment, which is everything that's happening around you. Simple. So you're dropping these 2 fingers in. Now you've got your thumb out here, your right thumb, and on this side you have your ring finger and your little finger. So you take a couple of deep breaths, just nice deep breaths. And then slowly you exhale, right? And then after you breathe out, for say the second or third time, you block your right nostril with your thumb and then you breathe in slowly from the left. Remember, always start this Anulom Vilom breathing in through the left The left is your cooling nadi or your moon nadi. It's called the Chandra nadi, according to yogic terms. Now, slowly you start to breathe in from the left. As deep as you can, raising yourself up, pulling that spine up, and then you block your left nostril and you exhale from the right. Just letting it go. Let the breath go. Pulling the abdomen in towards the spine as you do it. And then you breathe in nice and deep from the right. And then you block your right nostril and you exhale through your left, slowly and easily. You do this for 5 times and do it 3 times a day, and that will get you a good sync of breath. Now, there's another pranayama that I was telling you about, which is an easy one to do, where you're just putting your fingers into your ear. It's called the bhramari or the bumblebee breath. Now, the bumblebee breath, you take your index finger and you stick it into your ear, causing like a vacuum. You can feel this vacuum. Put your finger into your ear, you'll feel that vacuum in your ear. So you stick your fingers into your ear, sit up straight, take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale through your nose, you're humming at the same time. Let me demonstrate it for you. Nice deep breath. Do it for as long as you're exhaling. Do this about 7 or 9 times, and you can do this as well 3 times a day. So those are the 2 pranayams that you can do to actually cure yourself of migraines, of headaches, of illnesses like sinusitis. These 2 pranayams are very good to do it. So in case you want to see more about this, I have a video on both of these pranayams and how to do them. So in case there's any confusion, you can always refer to those, or you can just write to me and I can do a session with you. I do one-on-one counseling, so I can do a session with you on these 2 pranayams if the headache is acute or the migraine is acute with you. The other thing that happens for people who have a migraine or headache, they also suffer confusion of thought. Do you know what confusion in thought manifests itself to in your body? Because every thought, like I always say, manifests into your body. So the thoughts of confusion, they manifest in a blocked nose. So a blocked nose essentially is one of your nostrils is blocked, or both your nostrils are blocked, but always one of your nostrils will be more blocked than the other. How do you deal with that? It's very, very simple. So say your right nostril is blocked. Like I was showing you right now, to drop your 2 fingers into your palm, and then the nostril that is blocked, you block that nostril up, which means you use your thumb on your right nostril. If your right nostril is more blocked than your left, and then you breathe in deep from the left. And then when you exhale through the left as well. You do this about 5 or 10 times, and you'll notice that your blocked nostril is clearing. This is another thing that happens with people who have a headache. So therefore, I'm just giving you the ideas behind it. So migraine essentially is in your thought. Now, suppose you have these thoughts that keep occurring to you, and suppose, say for instance, you're irritated with somebody and you get a headache at work. You're at work, right? This is a work situation. You're irritated that, say, one of the people that you're working with is not able to complete a project that you have given him or her. And that irritation is growing because that person is just not understanding the importance of doing the work on time, is just not able to complete the project for whatever reason. But your headache keeps growing. What is that? You're getting irritated, and those thoughts are creating your headache. So whenever that happens, okay, tell yourself, I am doing the best I can in this moment. Whatever is happening outside of me, I don't have control, or I have little control over. So understand, you're bringing that control back to yourself. You're bringing that power back to yourself. You're not letting the power of your thought run wild and create that. Now, suppose you want to take action, then you have to take action on that. If you understand that, for instance, a project is not getting done and you have to pull it back, then you'll have to pull it back. That's taking action. Then your headache won't be there. The same thing might happen in a family situation. For instance, your partner, right? You've been telling your partner over the last 4 days to mow the lawn. Honey, mow the lawn. Day one afternoon. Honey, I'm going to get a fine if you don't mow the lawn. Day one evening. Honey, a whole day has passed and you haven't mowed the lawn. So this irritation will keep growing within you and that will give you a headache, right? So understand, where does my headache come from? What's the thought that is causing my headache? And then you move backward and you change that thought. You reverse that thought. So for instance, it's mowing the lawn. So you tell your partner, honey, it's been 1.5 days. I think I will just mow the lawn. Okay? Or can you mow the lawn today? Let's make a pact. You mow the lawn, I'll give you a lovely beef steak by the end of the day. Whatever that might be. Right? So you work out an arrangement where you're taking action and not allowing your thoughts to go 360 degrees all of the times in your head. It sounds like this actually in your head. That lawn's not got mowed. 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 Right? And every time you step out of the house, oh my God, the lawn's not got mowed. So our thoughts are what give us the headache. So if you control your thoughts, if you twist those thoughts around, give yourself the good affirmations that within this moment, I'm doing my best. And also understand and empathize with the other person. Within this moment, the other person is also doing his or her best. Now, how can I change it? Because what I want done is not happening at my speed, my drum beat. Can I change that? Ask yourself that. And if you can change it, go ahead and change it. Because when you make change, then that thought pattern is broken within your mind space. So it's very simple. Where does migraine and headache come from? It comes from your thoughts. What you need to do? You need to change the thought. Either take action on that thought or move yourself away from the area or the arena of that thought. And then physically, I've given you 2 ways that you can break it up. But remember, all of what we have in our mind space happens here. Now, another thing that a lot of people tell me is my blood is boiling. Have you heard that expression? Do you know when your blood boils, what happens is, out here, figuratively, the fluids are drying up. And when the fluids are drying up, they give you an even bigger headache. And then you say, my head is splitting. All of those expressions that you use, they are the products of thoughts in your mind. And they give you the splitting headache. They give you the blood is boiling. Because when this area is drying up, the headache is increasing. So whatever you say is causing that to dry up. Watch your thoughts. Watch your thoughts. Turn them around. And when you start to turn your thoughts around, miracles will happen. But remember that your thoughts and ideas cause your emotions. Your emotions are activated by your body. So any kind of disease is activated, is just an action. It is how your body is reacting to what is happening in your mind. And with headaches and migraines, this is really a big one. So I hope that this is good for you. I hope you're able to take care of the migraine. I hope you're able to solve it in case you need counseling or you need me to talk to you about it. If the problem is much deeper than that, then maybe we can talk about it. So I do one-on-one counselings which are available at my website. My website is detailed below, so you can check that out.